On this issue and more, Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, let's first start with the money. Why are we spending hundreds of millions of dollars on international relief efforts, international, committees, when the American worker needs help? Industries need help. All of this should be going to them. Can't we pass bills just to help them first?
Well, Sean, we shouldn't be spending that money in that fashion. We should be spending it on our own people and our own businesses. One reason we are is that Nancy Pelosi wrote those first two bills, where we're putting an end to that now. The Senate is now taking the lead to pass the next legislation that will come in the days ahead, and it'll be focused very directly on workers who have been displaced by this terrible China virus, and on the businesses who are going to struggle to make ends meet and keep those workers on their payrolls for the next 2, 4, 6 weeks as we get through the worst of this. So we're going to be working very hard in the days ahead to make sure that the legislation, which no doubt will have a big price tag because of the scale of the crisis our country faces, will be focused directly on all the affected workers and their families and businesses in this country.
These are restaurant workers. These are people, literally many that live paycheck to paycheck. They need the right amount of money going directly to them so they can pay their mortgages, pay their rent, pay their car payments, keep their kids in school when they get back to school. Very, very important. And then we have big industries like the airline industry. This is not a fault of theirs. And the cruise line industry, restaurant industry all across the country is now suffering as a result of this. Are you confident the Senate focuses those monies?
Yeah, that's right, Sean. And we just learned today, unfortunately, that the big three automakers are shutting down all their production in the United States as well. Unfortunately, as the scale of this challenge grows, I don't think we're going to see any unaffected industries. Every industry is going to be affected. What we want to make sure that we do is that businesses can get access to the cash they need to keep their workers on their payroll and then get back on their feet on the backside of this crisis. In the meantime, that those workers have the ability to put food on the table at the end of the week and pay the bills at the end of the month.
Very quickly, you had strong comments on China in the 20 seconds we have left.
Yeah, China unleashed this plague on the world, and China has to be held accountable. That's why I'm introducing legislation that will say we're no longer going to buy our basic pharmaceuticals from China. There'll be a total ban on buying through the Department of Defense or the VA, Medicare, Medicaid, and so forth. And we're going to have incentives for manufacturers to start making those medicines right here in America once again. It's too grave a threat to let our health rest on Chinese drugs.
Senator, this is so crucial, what you're fighting for here. Let's make it here. Let's incentivize companies to manufacture it here going forward. Very important. Thank you for your work.